You ever text someone and they leave you on read for 7 hours, but then post a selfie with their dog and a Starbucks latte 5 minutes later? Yeah, we've all been there. You think you're having a moment, a real connection. You're planning a date in your head, maybe even naming your future kids. But she's out there treating you like the human version of a maybe. Listen, my friend, you're not alone. We've all felt like an option when we wanted to be the main course. But here's the truth. You don't get prioritized by chasing someone. You get prioritized by becoming someone they don't want to risk losing. And today, I'm going to tell you how to do just that, using Stoic philosophy, a little humor, and some hard-earned truth bombs. So, grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's talk about how to stop being just another guy and start being the guy. 1. The wake-up call. You're an option because you act like one. Let's start with a little story. There was a guy named Mark. Good guy, light, funny, sent good morning texts like clockwork, always available, always eager, basically the human version of a warm puppy. And guess what? She loved talking to him until someone else caught her eye. Suddenly, Mark went from "you're so sweet" to "sorry, I've just been busy." Here's the punch in the gut. Mark made her feel like he needed her more than she needed him. That's the trap. When you make someone your center, your world, they start orbiting elsewhere. Stoicism teaches us to be centered within ourselves, not dependent on someone else's attention to feel worthy. So ask yourself, are you making her your priority while she's treating you like a backup plan? Because if so, it's time to change the game. Chapter 2. Detach to attract, the power of not needing her. Let me tell you a little Stoic secret. There was this Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius, powerful guy, wrote meditations in his spare time. You know what he believed? That the only true power is control over your own mind. Now imagine bringing that kind of mindset into modern dating. Instead of stressing over why she hasn't texted back, you're at the gym, you're building your business, you're reading, you're growing. You're not sitting there refreshing your messages like it's the stock market. When you detach emotionally, not coldly but with control, you send a signal. I'm not desperate, I'm disciplined. That kind of energy, magnetic. Why? Because you're not chasing, you're choosing. Women respect that. People respect that. It's not about pretending not to care. It's about actually having a life so full that her presence adds to it, but isn't required for it to function. That's how you stop being an option, by showing that you're already whole. 3. Stop selling. Start selecting. Quick question. When you walk into a store and someone jumps in your face like, "Buy this, it's amazing, it's perfect for you," what do? Exactly. You get uncomfortable and walk away. Now think about how you're acting in your love life. Are you constantly pitching yourself? Look, I'm kind, I'm loyal, I'm funny, pick me. Bro, relax. When you sell yourself too hard, you look like you're trying to prove you're good enough. That reeks of insecurity. What would a Stoic do? He'd sit back, observe and ask, is she worth my time? See the flip. When you start selecting instead of selling, you hold the power. And funny enough, people want what isn't constantly begging for attention. So stop being a door-to-door emotional salesman. You're not out here asking for approval. You're deciding if someone fits your life. 4. Respect your time like it's gold, because it is. Let me tell you about Dave. Dave waits 45 minutes in his car because she forgot the time. She shows up, says, "Oops, sorry," and Dave's like, "It's okay, I just missed my dentist appointment, wedding, and birth of my niece. No biggie." Don't be Dave. Stoicism teaches us that time is our most precious resource. Once it's gone, it's gone. Every time you say yes to someone who doesn't value you, you're saying no to something or someone that could. You want to be a priority. Start acting like one. Stop dropping everything just because she sends a "you up" text at 2 a.m. Start setting standards. She cancels last minute? Cool. You don't get angry, you just don't rearrange your life for her again. Why? Because you're not a backup dancer in someone else's show. You're the main act in your own. Respect your time, and others will too. 5. Mystery, availability. We all love a good mystery, right? Ever watch a show where they give away the whole plot in episode 1? Boring. Now imagine you're that show. You reveal everything up front. Your feelings, your past, your insecurities, your Netflix password. Where's the excitement in that? Being overly available kills curiosity. And curiosity is the seed of attraction. Stoic men don't broadcast everything. They speak less, observe more. They don't rush to confess. They let the other person wonder. Why isn't he texting me back immediately? Is he busy with someone else, or just confident enough not to chase? That's the kind of energy that gets people thinking about you when you're not around. Remember, if you want to be a priority, don't be predictable. 6. Don't react, respond. Here's something Stoics are masters at: self-control. When something goes wrong, someone disrespects you, ghosts you, plays hot and cold, a Stoic doesn't blow up, rant, or spiral into emotional chaos. He pauses, he thinks. Then he responds with clarity. Let me give you a modern twist. Let's say she leaves you hanging on plans again. You don't send 12 texts asking why. You don't post some cryptic quote on Instagram about knowing your worth. You just adjust. Next time, you don't make plans with her. You invest your energy elsewhere. No drama, no chasing, just pure power. Because the strongest response is not anger, it's withdrawal. That's silence. That's Stoicism in action. It says, I value myself too much to entertain games. And people feel that energy. That's how you go from being overlooked to unforgettable. 7. Give only what is returned. Here's where most guys fall. They give and give and give. Compliments, attention, gifts, time. Meanwhile, she's giving crumbs, maybe a half-hearted compliment or a vague promise to hang soon. In Stoicism, this is a failure of balance. Epictetus said, don't expect what isn't yours to control. You can't control her actions, but you can control your response. So here's a simple rule. Give as much as is reciprocated. She makes time for you. You make time for her. She texts. You text. She cancels. Cool. You step back, not out of pettiness, but out of principle. Love is a two-way street. If you're the only one driving, it's time to find a new road. 8. Make your mission bigger than her. Finally, and maybe most importantly, your life has to be about more than just her. You want to be prioritized. Have a life so compelling that people want to join, not interrupt. Your mission, your purpose, has to be greater than any single relationship. Women aren't attracted to men who orbit them. They're drawn to men who are going somewhere, and fast. So build your life. Build your body, your bank account, your discipline, your dreams. When she sees that you have a vision bigger than Friday night plans or cute selfies, she'll either level up to meet you or fade out. Either way, you win. So here's the deal, my friend. You're not here to be someone's option. You're here to be a priority, or nothing at all. But that starts with you. You've got to live like a priority, carry yourself like one, and never settle for less than mutual respect and energy. Detach from needing her. Focus on becoming him. The man who doesn't chase, but gets chosen. The man who doesn't react, but responds. The man who doesn't beg, but builds. Because when you do that, you don't just attract her attention, you attract the world. And hey, if you ever feel tempted to go back to being someone's backup plan, just remember Dave, sitting in his car, missing the birth of his niece. Don't be Dave. Be the guy with standards so high, she has to rise to meet you.